again to the G-Sport Hub. I've already made a video about V3 esports that you can watch on my channel, and now it's time to talk about our second team, FENNEL. Now, if you watched LGL before, you may think that, FENNEL, you don't recognize this name, because they used to be known as Rascal Jester. And actually, let me talk about them first, because FENNEL as a brand is very important, but history and the beginnings starts with Rascal Jester. So they have been in the scene since forever. Even before 2014, when the LGL was formed, they have played in other tournaments. Back then there were 3 names in Japan that appeared in every League of Legends tournament. Those were DFM, Rampage, and yes, Rascal Jester. Before LGL, one of the biggest tournaments were called JCG Premier League, the Japan competitive gaming. Rascal Jester was doing really well in this league, even after LGL started. It was still going on for a few years, and even in the year when LGL was formed, 2014, Rascal Jester has won the very first split. And unfortunately, this was the last time. Here and afterwards, their biggest opponent was none other than DFM. Even after this first split, they got to finals many times, but it was always DFM who beat them 3-2, 3-1, just barely. They were not a bad team by all means, a lot of second finishes, but could never reach again that first spot. And later times were not in their favor either. A lot of times they hovered around the last place, and in 2016 as well as 2018 they even dropped back to challengers because they still had relegations back then. Things were not looking too great. 2014 was the last time they got into playoffs, and afterwards nothing. But 2019 comes, a new era of LGL with the franchising, and Rascal Jester has gotten into this spot. And while at this point their past glory may kind of started fading away, a lot of big names have gone around their team since the formation. For example, Little Bell, the famous caster alongside Katsunian, started as their support and later coach. Breaking news! Little Belt is not gonna be on LGL this year. After so many years, Katsunian is gonna have a new partner. I've already written this in the script, I'm not changing. Or Upperman, a very well-known top laner in Japan, who ever since they retired from PC League of Legends and went to Wild Rift, but stayed with Rascal Jester until 2015 as their mid laner, top laner, and jungler as the pre-2015 League of Legends was wild. And who could have forgotten Rascal? Yes, that DRX top laner Rascal. He used to play for Rascal Jester under the name of Taki. Taki, which name comes from your name, one of the main characters. And when going back to the LCK, he didn't want to have an anime name, so he just took the name of his former team. Okay, now Modern Era, past franchising, 2019. And Rascal Jester 7th place, both spring and summer. Not the best start. They did have many victories in the JCG Premier League, but never really in the LGL. And then 2020 happened. They had a huge rebuild. Only their mid laner Ninja stayed for the team, and even he left later in summer. Kaka returned to the top lane, and hachamecha joined as their new jungler, who was similarly could never really reach that first place. So this new team has gotten into playoffs in spring and ended last. And summer regular season end date. Oh! And after that, for 2021, there came another rebuild. Kakag left the team, their mid laner Pink left the team, and actually just returned to the scene last year under DFM's academy team. But their AD carry Art and support Nagi just entirely left the scene. It was only hachamecha who remained in the team, and actually, he's still there and gonna play this year. He's definitely one of the oldest LGL players. Okay, I don't want to say stupid things, someone fact check me, but is he the oldest? And now we're finally arriving to 2021. For Rascal Jester fans, probably one of the hypest years recently. Their new team started with Kinetsu on the top lane, a new pickup from the 2020 scouting rounds straight into LGL. He was one of the hypest prospects, even Riot Games made a video about him. He used to play Overwatch and got kind of fine positions in contenders, and in 2020 he played Overwatch and League of Legends at the same time. He was one of the main points for this team, but it doesn't mean the other pieces were bad. With these new pieces of Recap, Soul and Secret, Rascal Jester dominated 2021, except for the first place team. They were second place in both spring and summer in regular season, and spring playoffs they got third place, while summer playoffs they only lost to DFM in the finals. And for 2022, they didn't make too many changes, just one. They lost their star top laner, Kinetsu. In spring, they ended 3rd regular season and 3rd in playoffs, and in summer, they ended 4th in regular season and 4th in playoffs. 2023 comes, And another rebuild kinda. The 2022 top laner WHIO is going back to his previous team, Soul is seemingly taking a break, and Secret is gonna go to military in February, so retired. It really hurts to say, but it seems like the Rascal Jester really just died with this team. I guess DRX Rascal is gonna be the one carrying the name still, but the team is gonna look vastly different. Props to FENNEL, they're trying to keep this clowny vibe with the team still, but all the returning members are hachamecha and recap. Okay, so finally, FENNEL! The video is about FENNEL! FENNEL may be unfamiliar with League of Legends fans, but they are a household name in Valorant. Just a month ago, FENNEL represented East Asian champions in Valorant Game Changers, and they have been winning Challengers Japan as well. And don't tell it to other teams, but they have the sickest merch in Japan. They are doing well in mobile games, they have a wide variety of streamers, and now, the final piece of the puzzle, the biggest esports in the world, League of Legends. The business side of things is that RJ's owner, Third Wave, had an agreement, a partnership with FENNEL, and they finalized the acquisition in September. And now that all paperwork is done, they are ready to enter LJL as the coolest team in 2023. So the members, on the top side, TaNa, who is part of the Junior roster, but he was in Marang, who just won LEC last year, and Yaharon, who just won LGL last year, and also Kellen was on that team, who's in D plus Kia now. So I'm starting to think that team was just training weights for the members. But anyways, TaNa made the jump to LGL, and now wanna continue the trend of his former teammates and break that curse and get to the first place. And also a fun fact, his brother is actually Loken, who is also gonna be in LGL this year. Then in the jungle, our beloved boomer hachamecha, only scratching 30. In just a few more years, his son will be at the player age limit, so maybe they can both play on the same team. But for real, he has been in LGL forever, and maybe this veterancy is what this rebuild needs. He's one of the fastest speaking LGL members, hence whenever he's talking you consider chat spamming hayakuchi.
普通にしてるつもりなんですけど、今早口ですか？俺今結構気をつけてるんですけど今。
全然大丈夫だと思いますよ。
Then the recap, who may look shy, but he has a fair share of carries in the mid lane. One of his favorite champions is Veigar, but if the meta requires it, he can play the Aureus, the Zillions, the Scions even, and all the control mages. And his birthday is actually right now at the time of recording this video, January 25th. FENNEL is gonna have a whole new bot lane with Leo and Corporal. First of all, Leo actually started on SKT as their sub bot laner behind Bang and played with names like Gorilla or Lehans. But his team could never really challenge the top ones and couldn't even see playtime in 2022. Despite those, he's still young. Just like his lane partner, Corporal. Even though he's only 21, he has already won the OPL's Academy League before coming to the LJL. Was middle of the pack with both X's and later on the Hawks, but being half Japanese, half Australian, he's got fans from all over the world. Last year, he went back to Oceania's LCO and won his first split there and immediately went to MSI. Now he's back in the LJL, looking for his trophy here as well. So I hope this video was fun and not super long. As you can see, while the team is brand new, the players are not really. These are all players we have seen in the LGL or elsewhere before, and all of them are super hungry to finally get that trophy. Wishing them all the best of luck in this season, and don't forget, LGL starts this week. We're gonna have guaranteed bangers, and don't forget to follow my Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram and TikTok. I guess I have everything. Because I'm gonna post about the matches, I'm gonna translate interviews, I'm gonna make content. It's gonna be so awesome. Make sure to follow all of them. And see you later. Bye bye.